Hopping on to our second panelist. She is from Hawaii. Yes. Woohoo! Kama'aina. She now lives in Tokyo, and she has been in Japan for 15 years. She is Yonsei, which is, I think, really, I want to give the generations. She's Yonsei. She is the Chief Legal Officer at the Prudential Life Insurance Company and serves as the legal counsel of Prudential Holdings in Japan. Before that, she was the Senior VP and Senior Regional Counsel for Asia Pacific for the State Street Bank and Trust Company, covering banking, asset management, foreign exchange, and securities. She's had a stellar career in the Asia Pacific areas. She graduated from the Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri, got her law degree from UCLA, and I love this. 3 passions she has: women's economic empowerment, education, and Asia Pacific. Please welcome all the way from Tokyo. Did you stop in Hawaii first?
No.
No? Came all the way from Tokyo. Roy Ann Doi. Give her a warm welcome.
Thank you very much. I just want to clarify that when it says the Prudential, that I'm the CLO for Prudential Company Limited, it should say in Japan, not Newark. So as you hear, I'm basically Yonsei. I graduated from public school, high school in Hawaii. I married a katonk. And I practiced law in Los Angeles during the big LA Law television show. But I just so happen to have been spending the last 16 years in Japan. So I have survived the bursting of the Japanese bubble economy, the Big Bang financial deregulation, the Thai baht currency crisis, the Korea IMF crisis, the non-performing loans and resulting Japanese bank crisis, and the 10-year lost decade after that, and now the Lehman shock, recent global financial meltdown, and our fragile recovery. So it's been a very thrilling ride, and actually I'm happy to report that I've had a really, truly excellent career, far beyond my wildest imaginations as a young girl on the beach at Ala Moana. I'm very eco-conscious now. In Japan, we're very eco, and so I have dispensed with the usual cover sheet and have gone straight into my presentation. I only have 3 slides for you. The first slide is basically the 7 basic rules, and I'm not going to spend any time on these. For those of you who don't know the 7 basic rules, write them down. Here it is. If you have questions about them, I'm happy to address those questions in the question and answer session. So I want to get to the really sexy stuff. I'd like to talk about, I'm going to tell you 2 stories. One is, this is targeted to people who are no longer junior, you're very senior executive, and what got you from your junior position to your senior position is exactly what's not going to get you to the next level. So the 2 stories I'm going to tell you is how to get, why that's not going to work for you, and you're at a bit of a game-changing moment in your career, and then what to do in order to get to the next level. And for the men in the room, why you need to, what their true business case is for diversity. Okay, so the story. You're a senior vice president, you're smart, you're brilliant, you're an expert, you know it all. You also happen to be a great people person, and you love talking and listening to your staff. So you have a new project, your staff comes to you, they have to present the new packaging for the latest product, and they show it to you, and you say, looks great, what do you think about the color blue? Blue says to me, expensive, exclusive, Tiffany's, I think it's a really good color. So your team says, great, they run off. 30 days later, they come back, they give you the final product, and you think out loud, might have been better in red. And your team goes, they want to kill you. And you just made the most awful mistake as a senior manager. What got you there when you were a junior person, speaking up, adding value, bringing ideas, being proactive, was what got you to your senior promotion. That's a good thing. But now that you're in charge of everybody else, when you say something, they think it's an order. So when you were musing about, oh, blue would be nice, and then when you say, oh, maybe red would have been better, they're sitting there thinking, there she goes again. She's so wishy-washy. Why can't she just tell us what to do? We're so annoyed that she is unable to communicate her vision. Right? I mean, seriously, you just screwed it up, right? So as a senior executive, you need to learn that some of the skills that got you to that position are going to change, and that there's a game-changing moment in your career. Okay. So what's the solution? And I want to talk about the wisdom of crowds. So here's my second story. You have two tables. Imagine you have two tables, one table of 10 men, and a second table of 7 men and 3 women. And you give them a question. In fact, you give them 100 questions. You give them 1,000 questions. And each time, guess which table statistically wins all the time? 7 and 3. That is the power of diverse thinking. So even if the group, the 10 men table, have higher education, better experts, smarter, more experienced people, the diverse table wins every time. And it's the power of their different perspective when they view it as a slightly different way. So once I figured that out, I realized, oh my God, that's the business case. It's not that you should help promote women because it's the right thing to do or it's the nice thing to do. The reason you want to have women at your table or any other different kind of perspective is because it's the smart thing to do. So think about what that means for your business. If you're building a new product, like an insurance company at Prudential, you're building a new product. Do you put a table of 10 underwriters on your task force? Or do you put a customer service person, a lawyer, a compliance officer, somebody who's not a financial services person, and ask them to come up with a new product? So that means new product, think about new product, think about, what's the other type of thing? Strategic initiative, crisis response management. And for the Japanese companies that I deal with, it's not just 10 Japanese men from Todai, right? If you ask 10 Japanese men from Todai, what should we do? Somebody will have an answer, and everyone will say, yes, good idea. If you have a table of 7 Japanese men and 3 Japanese women, you might not have the same idea. Somebody is going to add a piece, create a different point of view, a perspective. And it's not just women. It could be somebody from Kobe. It could be not just women, right? Somebody who's young. How about somebody who's old? You know, when you think about, how many of you know the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That game show, right? Okay, so when you don't know the answer, you have 2 choices. You can call your one expert friend, or you can poll the audience. And again, statistically, every time, who has the right answer? Wisdom of the crowd. So this is the real reason why you really need to think about why you should have, when you build a team, whether you're going to have 10 Japanese men who all went to Todai, or you're going to put somebody who has a foreign passport on your board of directors, or American of Japanese ancestry on your strategic board, or a woman on your new product development task force. And I'll stop there, and hopefully you'll ask me some more questions. Thanks.
Thank you, Dorian.